Welcome everyone to your soul as well. This is Vivía. So happy that you are here with me. Today's video is all about the Sagittarius New Moon happening on December 19th at 5:43 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure to adjust for your time zone. So excited about this energetic Sagittarius New Moon. You can see in this chart here that up at the top in the Sagittarian house is where the moon is coming into a conjoining the sun at 28 degrees and 25 arc minutes of Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is a masculine fire sign that is mutable, so it's changeable. It changes easily. On the earth plane, it's moving from one season to another, from fall into winter in this case. So Sagittarius is enthusiastic, energetic, ambitious, and generous. It seeks challenges. It's open to new ideas, likes exploration, and loves freedom. Its domain is this house here in the natural chart, where Aries is at the ascendant here. It's the 9th house. It has domain here over this 9th house about philosophy and higher learning, involving broad concepts, worldviews, even our faith, sometimes religion, spirituality. Sagittarians in general have a certain passion for discovering universal truths and seek to know the ultimate meaning of life. Often their journeys can take them into uncharted territories. They really want to inspire as well as be inspired. Now, about Sagittarius, its dispositor is Jupiter, which is currently retrograde at 22 degrees and 49 arc minutes of Cancer. Now, Jupiter is known as the planet of optimism, success, also generosity, the planet that perhaps imparts this generosity to Sagittarius. It's known for its expansion, for growth, considered a planet of good fortune or good luck. It takes us beyond our rational mind and helps us connect to the universal mind. Jupiter is what inspires in us along journeys and our spiritual quests. It endows us with the gift of prophecy and of teaching. It's about wealth and vision and honesty and truth, justice. Remember that new moons are seeding points that will come to their full fruition approximately 6 months later when the moon is full in the sign of Sagittarius, which will happen on May 31st, 2026 at 9 degrees and 57 minutes of Sagittarius. So this is a time to plant new seeds and to really envision new quests. Of course, the moment of the new moon is never the time to really work on creating something new. The new moon itself is a misnomer. It's actually the dark moon at the time of the conjunction. You cannot see the light of the moon. So it's typical to wait at least 24 hours, if not 2 to 3 days. 3 happens to be a magical number, 72 hours, when you can really begin to see that crescent moon developing. That would be a better time, in my estimation, to really put something forth and start something new. In this, maybe there's a delay because, Saturn and Neptune are here, and Saturn, and they are squaring. The moon does come in, moon and sun are squaring. So there is some idealization here and coming into play. And with Saturn tends to delay things. So something that we put into motion right now, something that we seed, might have a bit of a hard start, might be delayed. It doesn't mean it won't come into fruition. It just might take longer. And that's interesting because for the Galactic Center, where this is positioned, any type of download or inspiration or breakthroughs that come through with it are said to come through from between 6 to even 9 months. A longer term shows us that this might not be a seeding that takes 6 months. There could be something that is a bit longer, maybe 9 months, and maybe even longer than that. The dispositor, so the energy is here for the new moon in Jupiter. Now, Jupiter in Cancer, because Jupiter, again, is this planet that expands whatever it touches. It's in Cancer. So Cancer is about themes of nurturing and our inner instinct, our inner well-being, home, comfort, security, homeland. And so we've seen these things doing with lands and homelands and securities increase in the time that Jupiter has been in Cancer. And as it's retrograding, we are reflecting. There's always a reflection point with retrogradations. And so we are reflecting on these themes, our own home, within ourselves, and particularly where that lands in your chart, because that piece of pie is that little section of the chart references something different in each of the 12 houses. Now, still in play is the minor grand trine with Uranus at the apex here, sextiling Saturn and Neptune in Pisces and Jupiter here in Cancer. Now, Jupiter, as it's moving away from these, becoming a little bit far, but that trine is still here. It is still here. And then, of course, Pluto is still aspecting as well, even though it is out of sign at 2 degrees of Aquarius. So all these outer planets are in play. Remember, the outer planets, they do affect us on our individual level, and they really affect us on a societal level, on a bigger cosmic cycle level of what happens to us as the collective moving forward. So you can see here that Venus is quite close to the sun. It's being combust. She's not as visible. So the areas of your chart, Taurus, wherever Taurus is in your chart, second house here, and Libra, and the areas of that may not be as in this time period, not for the whole time period, but in this new moon time period, those Venusian things might not be as accessible or noticeable. So just keep that in mind. So that's relationships, perhaps money, wealth, aesthetics. So perhaps not a good time, especially for Sag rising, to do anything aesthetic. And Mercury is present in a good position, but it will too, like both of these planets are going to come into their synodic cycle here with the sun, and also being realistic because Neptune is involved as well. Now, one thing about Mercury is that it is squaring, or as Robert Hahn says, bending the nodes of fate. So that means anything that comes into a square with the nodes means that we have to, there's work here to do. Squares create tension and conflict within us, then they move us. A trine and sextiles, they're more harmonious aspects and they flow, certainly they flow to us. However, there's an ease about them that nothing needs to be done. It just is. And that could be great, actually. Sometimes, obviously, we need ease in our lives and we need that flow to come in happily and harmoniously. But what squares do is they really challenge us to rise to the occasion and do what is necessary. And it's mercurial, right? So it's your mind, it's your thinking processes, your communication. It could deal with short distance trips, even though in this chart, this is the more of a long, distance trip, foreign lands and shores. But Mercury itself deals with shorter distances, siblings, communication, and devices that deal with communication as well. Like if you're speaking on your phone, for example, or using your computer to communicate, that can be mercurial as well. And it's about also podcasts and speaking in general, relating in general. That's Mercury. So something here is challenging us to rise because this is a T-square being formed. A T-square. Not an easy aspect, but a necessary one. Mercury is said to be in detriment when it is in Sagittarius because it is opposite its home sign here in Gemini. So there's this added nuance here to this T-square that Mercury is making to the nodes of fate. So something very fated or destined needing to happen in terms of the areas that I just mentioned that Mercury involves. So communication, dealings with siblings, some extended family perhaps, short distance travel, maybe your vehicle, things that will come to play out in the next 6 months. And the square is about needing to take action on something and an integration of something. One thing really important about this new moon in Sagittarius is that it is within 1 degree of conjunction to what is known as the Galactic Center. Now, in the tropical zodiac, it is found at 27 degrees and 17 arc minutes of Sagittarius. So it is known to be a black hole. It is said to be 26,000 light years away from Earth, which is really so coincidental for me because that is the cycle of precession. I don't know if that's a coincidence. Are there really coincidences? It's said to be the center of the point of the Milky Way, our galaxy, and that we rotate around it. It is said to be what transmits consciousness, the conscious cosmic awareness, and connects us all to this interstellar quantum field. What it does, it helps us to break down our limiting beliefs, our conditioning, our stuck way, our resistance, and offers us these solutions and new perspectives. So in your own natal chart, you can see where you can tap into this higher consciousness. And so if you have points that are close to the 27 degrees Sagittarius in the tropical zodiac, then you can quite easily connect to this. And you're a person that has come here to help us with this transition, these mighty times that we are in. And you're here to help to awaken the collective to this higher cosmic consciousness. And fear not, you don't have to have points at 27 degrees. I mean, there's so many asteroids and fixed stars, and all of us probably have something here that we can connect to. But just going within and stilling yourself and quieting the mind through meditation, contemplation. Some people do this through prayer. Some people do this through journaling, through being in nature, walking in nature. There's many different ways to connect. And again, you don't have to have any points close to 27 degrees Sagittarius. But again, if you do, especially if it's a personal planet, it really is an indication that you're really here to be a change maker, a way shower. Some people might be getting downloads with this new moon, really awakening a higher level of consciousness with them getting supreme inspiration and energy to really move in a way that they haven't moved before, start something new. And some people might be connecting to wisdom and again, consciousness that they've never been open to before. So keep that in mind in the next few months as this new moon seeds and reaches the point of maturation within us and the collective and society. If you are liking my content, please remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel. Please leave me a comment and let me know. Share the video out. All these things really help show the algorithm that people are engaging and liking the content. It really does help me to grow the channel, and I really appreciate your help. So thank you in advance for that. And thank you to everybody who has left comments on previous videos, subscribed, and liked and shared my videos. I have such deep gratitude and appreciation for you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. I'm going to read now from Inside Degrees by Elias Lonsdale. I'll be reading Sagittarius at the 29th degree because we always round up. And it is about the ritual slaughtering of a lamb. It is so hard to give up your fondest notions. It is so testing and trying to be asked by universal spirit to surrender your privileges, to renounce your claim upon your own life. And it is even an extreme act of self-transcendence to come to terms with the position you find yourself in as it really is. Ego bursting comes as a rude shock, even when the time is at hand to leap beyond your own shadow. The very idea draws out to the surface every resistance imaginable. The mind goes crazy with this edge. If only you could control it, manipulate it, and relativize it. But excruciating self-awareness accompanies this edge. In particular, no sentimentality towards your own excuses and reasons, for you are at the point where there is no place to hide and nothing to do except surrender gracefully. When you have exhausted every other option and found them to be null and void. And reflecting back on the point that is the Galactic Center and understanding that we need to release our resistance in order to leap beyond what is our shadow, those things that hold us back, keep us stuck, keep us small. And this connects to this inspiration and the solution that is being presented to us. So it's just about surrendering to what is for our own self-transcendence. So let's get to it. Let's get to the 12 signs. Sagittarius rising, sun or moon. This is happening in your first house. The first house deals with yourself, your identity, your presentation to the world. It has to do with your physicality as well. And as I already mentioned, if you had listened to the beginning of the video, since Venus is here so close to the sun, and since this is your first house that affects your physical body, not necessarily the best time to make any changes to your appearance, particularly I would say surgery, any type of plastic surgery, something minor, you know, like changing your hair or how you dress. Obviously, if it's not long term, it's not going to be necessarily a long lasting thing. Of course, that's different, but anything that would be permanent and non-altering, probably not a great time to do that. So the new moon here in your first house, you're probably feeling this initiation, this spark, this fire to change something about yourself. Like it said, it could be your appearance. It could be how you present yourself to the world, how you identify. All these things could be changing. And remember that it is squaring off here to Saturn and Neptune. So there's got to be some pace to this. Saturn delays things, but it's for the better. It's just needing to be patient. Can be hard for fire, I know, and also being realistic because Neptune is involved as well. Now, for you, Jupiter is here in your 8th house in retrograde. So it has to deal with the 8th house, deals with all the resources that are not yours, deals with intimacy in close relationships. The house of intimacy, it deals with the occulted. It's the natural scorpionic house that deals with these things that tend to be hidden from the view of others. So as Jupiter is retrograding here in this house, you were reflecting on these things, perhaps reflecting on the resources of other people, partners' resources, investments you've made, residual income, these things coming through, and how that is changing this first house of self and of your self-awareness. Okay, and then the square for you with Mercury here in your first house, again, communicating about self, identity, who you are to the world, with the South Node being here in your 10th house, which is your public image, how people see you and perceive you. So this is coming into conflict here, the conflict here between these two houses of, again, your public image. With the South Node going through, it's, remember, cleaning it up. It's like a broom that sweeps through and changes the construct of this house and what is, not the construct itself, but what is happening in the house, cleaning it up. So maybe things falling away from your public image, your career, if you have one. And then with the North Node, because the North Node wants to pull you here, and this is your 4th house of family, home, security, roots, and your foundation. So that's where the square is happening for you, from the pulling you out of this past node in Mercury, in Virgo, into the North Node here in Pisces. So perhaps needing to spend more time at home, building your foundation, building your inner security, maybe some conflict with something happening in your home. Maybe some of you are renovating or desiring to leave your home, or could be issues within the family structure within your home. Okay, Sagittarius, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you like, subscribe, and let me know in a comment what you think about this new moon. What are you planning? See you in the next video, and stay blessed. Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising. The new moon is happening here in your 12th house. So it's a very subconscious house. So there might be new ideas or thoughts around things to deal with distant shores, foreign lands. So maybe travel, maybe planning a trip, going away. It could also deal with being in isolation from other people. This could be at a spiritual retreat, an ashram. And for some people, it might indicate needing to be away and just taking respite from the world, just withdrawing from the world in some way. The ruler for you, Capricorn, Jupiter, is here in your 7th house. So retrospection around things to do with the other, with business relationships, partnerships, contracts, your one-on-one relationships, and anything contractual. So maybe having a second thought over that, seeing how it applies to you, if it applies to you, and how that lands for you, and does it help you build that security and trust that you need. The square for you between Mercury and the nodes is happening here with Mercury in your 12th house, and the South Node here in your 9th house. The 9th house, you can go back and listen to the beginning of the video, but it deals with your higher ideals, or world point, or faith, philosophy, higher education. And as the South Node is going through this house, it's cleaning it up for you. It's helping you release all that which no longer serves, so that a new energy, a new life can be breathed into this house. And down here, the North Node is in your 3rd house. So there should be excess energy here for short distance trips, communication, blogging, podcasting, writing, all sorts of communication, and relationships with siblings and extended family. And that is where the cross is for you. And this is like the push and pull point, and the point that's going to have you step up and grow. You have also Mars here in your first house. Mars is exalted in Capricorn, meaning that it is really strong and it functions well. It just finished its rebirth. It's not quite away from the sun enough to be considered to be visible, but still it's strong in Capricorn. And as it moves farther away from the sun, you might have more energy and to be visible, to be seen, to be yourself, to put yourself out there, do those things. Okay, Capricorn, thank you so much for listening. Make sure to leave me a comment and let me know what you're going to be trying out this new moon. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video, and stay blessed. So challenges here, conflict here, but helping you to come really into your own here through this second house of self-worth. Maybe for some of you, it will be gaining a new job or a new form of income that you directly make. And for some of you, it's dealing with your own ability to see yourself in such a good light and hold yourself worthy. All right. Aquarius, thank you so much for listening. Please leave me a comment. Let me know how you will be using this energy of this new moon. Please like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you on the next video. Stay blessed. Okay. Pisces rising. The new moon is happening here in your 10th house. So that deals with your public recognition, how you are seen, what you are known for. Your reputation is found here. Career, if your career standing, your career goals. If you have a career, if you work outside your home, you may not, but you still have a public reputation, and that is here in this house. The ruler of it, the dispositor is here, Jupiter, and it's running right now through your 5th house of creativity, of children, of fertility. And the square is happening for you here with Mercury in that same 11th house. So your mind is really going to be focused here on the collaborations, networking, friendships, groups, your higher goals, your goals and vision for your life. But it's coming into square here with the South Node that's going through right now your 8th house that deals with other people's resources, inheritances, residual money, money that is not directly earned by you is here. And with the South Node, it's asking you to release here in this house, releasing anything that codependency. Also, intimacy issues are found here. So this is a big release for you of purging of this house that is about purging toxicities, purging anything that no longer serves you. So that's where the square is. And the square here as well, the opposition of the South Node to the North Node here is in your 2nd house. And with the South Node, the North Node going through your 2nd house, it is starting to amplify, well, not starting, but it has been amplifying this house of your own earning, your resources, your personal possession, your self-possession, your self-awareness, particularly doing with your value system, how you value yourself, how your self-worth, what you value. And so this has been increasing for you, and that is where this T-square is for you. So challenges here, conflict here, but helping you to come really into your own here through this 2nd house of self-worth. Maybe for some of you, it will be gaining a new job or a new form of income that you directly make. And for some of you, it's dealing with your own ability to see yourself in such a good light and hold yourself worthy. All right. Aquarius, thank you so much for listening. Please leave me a comment. Let me know how you will be using this energy of this new moon. Please like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you on the next video. Stay blessed. Pisces rising. The new moon is happening here in your 10th house. So that deals with your public recognition, how you are seen, what you are known for. Your reputation is found here. Career, if your career standing, your career goals. If you have a career, if you work outside your home, you may not, but you still have a public reputation, and that is here in this house. The dispositor is here, Jupiter, and it's running right now through your 5th house of creativity, of children, of fertility, of speculation, gambling, adventure, romance, all found here in this house. And with Jupiter going retrograde, you may be reassessing some of these things, some of these areas. Some of you might be reassessing how you're dealing with your children, how that relationship is going. Some of you might be reconsidering a romance or an adventure. It can really be any of those things. It can even be all of those things coming up for you. But the new seed that you plant, but it will be reflecting here, the new seed that you plant up in this 10th house. So gaining recognition, maybe through some creative endeavor that you put forth. Maybe it's for some great adventure that you want to take. For you as well, the square, Mercury's square to the nose are happening between this 7th house, which deals with relationship with the other. It's the house of the other. And with the south node going through, it's cleaning this house up, preparing it for newness, the newness that is coming in with your relationships with others. It could be any kind of partnership. It could be a business partnership, a long-term life partner, whether that's a husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, or any other label that you attach to it. If it's a long-term and committed, it's here. And contracts, business contracts are here. Your one-on-one marketplace are here if you have that type of business. And it opposes here, your north node. So that square is happening here to your north node, which is all about you, yourself, your identity, how you present yourself to the world, how other people see you. So things changing here, and they have been since June, beginning of July of this year. With this node going through, there should have been more energy coming in for you to devote to self, perhaps self-care, taking care of your physicality, changing up yourself, how you present yourself, how you identify who you are in this world. So that is the square with Mercury. So maybe lots of ideas or thoughts or how you want to be seen in the world, and reflecting here in this first house of self. Okay, Pisces, leave me a comment. Let me know how you want to use this energy of this full moon. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next video. Stay blessed. Aries, sun, moon, and rising. This is happening up here in your 9th house. So in the introduction to this video, I already did a bit of a breakdown, so make sure you go and listen to that. But your 9th house has to deal with your worldview, your faith, your spirituality, higher education, philosophy, all falls into this house. Astrology falls into this house. Maybe some of you will be starting to study astrology or taking on new learnings in spirituality, in philosophy, in anything. It's higher education. It could take any form. Some of you might be traveling, going to foreign shores or distant lands. And Jupiter is here in your 4th house in retrograde. So it's reconsidering the things of the terrain of the fourth house. It is your foundation. It's the foundation of your chart. It deals with your inner security, your deep emotional complex. It could deal with your mother or mothering, nurturing, your family of origin. Your roots all are here. So reconsideration of this house and reflection on this house is happening for you as it pertains here to this 9th house that wants to shoot like an arrow forward into the sky and travel off onto uncharted territories and distant shores. The square with Mercury is happening with Mercury here again in your 9th house, thinking about all these topics, philosophy, your perhaps changing belief system or gaining a new type of faith, ideations around that. Squaring here the south node that is going through your 6th house. So the south node has been going through for half a year now, approximately, and it will go through for another half year, cleaning this area of your house, of your life up. So just taking out the trash in terms of what is not working for you anymore in your daily life, your daily habits, your work, your health, and what you're doing on the daily. So that needs to be cleaned up here, and its opposition and its square is here to the north node, which is in your 12th house. So some type of conflict here dealing with your 12th house. So it could be a desire to go travel, like already stated, and that might be coming into conflict. Maybe there's a delay because, Saturn and Neptune are here, and Saturn, and they are squaring. The moon does come in, moon and sun are squaring. So there is some idealization here and coming into play. And with Saturn tends to delay things. So something that we put into motion right now, something that we seed, might have a bit of a hard start, might be delayed. It doesn't mean it won't come into fruition. It just might take longer. And that's interesting because for the Galactic Center, where this is positioned, any type of download or inspiration or breakthroughs that come through with it are said to come through from between 6 to even 9 months, a longer term. And so this almost even shows us that this might not be a seeding that takes 6 months. There could be something that is a bit longer, maybe 9 months, and maybe even longer than that. So for you, it's the 12th house here, Aries, and that deals with the spirit realm. It deals with our dreams, the ones that we have at night. So pay attention to those. So this energy has been here already for half a year. Like I said, it'll be here for another half year. And so maybe lots of information coming through with your dreams, through the spirit realm, through the invisible forces. For those of you that pray to angels or guides, this is a good time to do that. And maybe developing a consistent habit here, doing that with Saturn here. Okay, Aries, thank you for watching. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. What do you have in mind for this Sagittarius new moon? Please like and subscribe and share with all your Aries friends. I will see you on the next video, and stay blessed. Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. The new moon is happening here for you in your 8th house. So our 8th house has everything to do with the subconscious. It's a very psychological and deep house. It's the natural house of Scorpio. So things that are hidden from view, things that are occulted will be found here. This is a house of intimacy. It's the house of shared resources. It's a house that does deal with money, particularly other people's money, or money that is not directly earned. Your directly earned money house is here. It's in Gemini. But for you, this is Sagittarian house is about, residual money, investment money, inherited money, money from spouses or business partners, collaborations coming in that you didn't necessarily work on a day-to-day basis. So something new being seeded there that will come into fruition in the next months out into the next year. So Jupiter for you is here in your 3rd house in retrograde, and the 3rd house deals with our communication, our immediate location, our neighborhood where we live. It deals with our early childhood. It deals with early childhood education. It deals with cousins and siblings and extended family. And if you podcast, write, research, this is this house. So with Jupiter in retrograde here, you are reassessing a lot of those things, at least maybe one area for sure. And as it relates here to your 8th house of shared resources, the square for you, the T-square for you is happening with Mercury here in the 8th house. So again, thought and ideas and communication around shared resources. And the South Node here in your 5th house, and the 5th house deals with children and adventure, speculation, gambling, romance. So maybe some of that coming to an end, or thoughts around that, how to end it, and not necessarily ending a relationship with a child. I mean, it could be, but it's generally ending the communication, perhaps how you and your child communicate, changing that style, or just the growth and maturation of that relationship, just the natural change of that relationship. So the South Node going through is helping clean up this area and changing it for your betterment, to make room for what needs to happen next in your life in this area. And then it's opposing here the North Node, which is in your 11th house. And the 11th house deals with your hopes, goals, wishes, dreams, and goals for the future. That's what this Piscean house deals with for you. It also is your house of collaboration with networks and social groups and communities and friendships. So there's a tug and pull here with this Mercury squaring and newness being birthed here in this house. Remember that whatever you see is going to have a bit of a delay because of the square here to Saturn and Neptune that is here as well. So making sure not to be delusional about whatever it is, to be more realistic. All right, Taurus, thank you so much for listening. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the video, what you will be doing with this new moon. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you in the next video. Stay blessed, beloved Taurus. Gemini, sun, moon, or rising. The new moon is happening for you in your 7th house. Your 7th house deals with the other. It's the whole house of the other. House of self, house of other. So it could be any other in front of you. It could be your long-term partner. It could be a business partner. It could be your one-on-one relationships with clients, marketplace, audience. It's also your house of contracts. So for some of you, some contracts may be starting up. Something new may be sprouting in terms of relationship, in terms of all the areas that this house covers. Remember, there might be somewhat of a delay because due to that square here, and to try to, yes, remain optimistic, but not delusional because Neptune is involved in that square. The dispositor of this new moon is Jupiter, which is currently traveling retrograde through your second house. So it's reassessing things that deal with your security and comfort in the second house of security and comfort. So you're really just taking a look now at what those things mean to you, how you value yourself. If you are valuing yourself enough, how you resource yourself, how you make your money. All these things are coming up for you. And the square with Mercury is happening here with Mercury in your 7th house and the South Node here in your 4th house. The South Node is going through and cleaning this area of your house up. It's your foundation. So the foundation of your life has been changing. It's been changing for the last 6 months, and it will continue still to change for the next 6 months until July of 2026. So it's clearing out all the debris that no longer serves you in this foundational house. It could be your actual literal home. Maybe some of you will be moving or renovating, or the family structure might be changing. But it deals with your inner security as well. So that has been changing. And maybe you have felt a bit on uneven footing, and the square is going to even maybe bring up more of that, really challenge you to make decisions to move yourself forward here into the area of the North Node, which is currently in your 10th house, traveling through. And so there should be lots of energy coming in here now for you. And there should have been already for the last while, helping you expand your career, your public attention, your public reputation. That should all be growing for you. Okay, Gemini, thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope that I've helped you. Please leave me a comment about what you want to see happen through this new moon. Please like, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video, and stay blessed. Cancer, sun, moon, or rising. The new moon is happening here in your 6th house. Your 6th house deals with your day-to-day habits of all sorts. It's your work life, it's your work environment. It's taking care of your health, taking really good care of your health. So something new seeding here for you in terms of this area of your life. It could be bringing some new awareness and inspiration and how to take care of yourself, how to manage your busy life and fit everything in and still take care of your health. Could be something like that. Jupiter, the dispositor, is here in your 1st house, and you have this all this year, this exalted Jupiter in your 1st house, expanding your awareness of self, expanding your vision for your life, helping expand you, bringing awareness to self. It's a very beautiful position for Jupiter to be in, but it is in retrograde at the moment of this new moon. So it's reflections on you, your place in this world, who you are, how you're showing up, who you want to be, who you want to grow into, the being that you are becoming, how others see you, how you are seen. So that is being reflected here in this new moon. And remember that whatever is seeded here will have a bit of maybe a bumpy start because it is squaring here Saturn, coming into a conjunction here with Neptune. Now, to be realistic then about the plans you put forth with putting in a new regime for your health, new work habits, not to overdo it. Jupiter has a tendency to overdo it, and it's here in your 1st house. So taking things one step at a time, taking things as you can. Mercury is squaring the nodes of fate, as they say, and the South Node is here in your 3rd house. So it's been cleaning up this 3rd house, removing anything that no longer serves you. Some of you may have already moved neighborhoods. Some of you will be moving neighborhoods. It's changing up your communication style, your relationships with siblings, extended family, your immediate neighborhood, how you communicate. Maybe this is also the writing, podcasting world is here, and things are changing there for you. And it is in square too with this North Node that is traveling through your 9th house. So this North Node brings energy in. So it's expanding this area of your life. So again, this 9th house deals with our higher vision for our life, for life in general. Really big ideals are here. Spirituality and religion are here. So some of you are taking that on and just changing belief systems in general, expansion of faith. Some of you might travel the world, take on new studies. Some might start learning astrology with this going through, but there will be a conflict and something that needs to be integrated through all these 3 points. Okay, Cancer, thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you plan to use the energy of this new moon. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you on the next video, and stay blessed. Leo, sun, moon, or rising. The new moon is happening here in your 5th house of creativity, of passion, of heart, of fun, of joy, of romance and pleasure and children. It covers a lot. So something new burgeoning here. Remember, though, to be realistic about it, because it is squaring off here with Saturn coming into a conjunction with Neptune. So things might be a bit delayed if they start now, if you start them now. Jupiter, the dispositor of this new moon energy, is here in your 12th house. The 12th house deals with the spiritual realm and the invisible, all things unseen. Can deal with, for me, it speaks so much to me about our ancestral lineages, particularly the ones going really far back, especially with Cancer here on the cusp. For you, Leo, Cancer, the moon and memory and our remembered lineages. And with Jupiter here, maybe an expansion of dream state for you coming in, and expansion of this nebulous spiritual world. It is in retrogression, though, making it a really reflective period for you, especially since the 12th house is quite subconscious and reflective. There might have been a drive for the last 6 months and maybe even into the next 6 months just to retract a bit from society, spend some time alone. This is Jupiter expands what it comes into contact with, and it's in the 12th house, and the 12th house is an isolating house. You might have wanted to retreat to ashrams or spiritual retreats or just take time alone from the world. So that's influencing here this house of your divine inspired creativity. So maybe new seedings around some great passion project that you can bring to the world. Mercury is here with new inspirational ideas that it wants to bring to you, but it's squaring off the nodes, the south node being in your 2nd house, going through and cleaning this house up for you, preparing it for your future self. So in the 2nd house, it deals with your resources, your value system, what you possess, your self-possession, how you resource yourself, how you make your own money. So for some of you, this could be that you are needing to, for this while, you've just been needing to rely more on the resources of others and income coming in from different various sources, not necessarily particularly your job for some of you. And for some, it could be loss of income coming in from your work. But there is something happening here with this square that needs to be addressed, some conflict that needs to be integrated in order to move to this point here, the polarized point of the North Node in Pisces moving through your 8th house has been, it should have through this last half year and into the next year be bringing you more abundance through other people's resources, inheritances, money made through investments or residual incomes or any source that is not from you. It also, any source that is not directly made through your 2nd house here also deals with intimacy. So expanded intimacy for you here, Leo rising. Okay, Leo, let me know what you plan to do with this new moon. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you on the next video, and stay blessed. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. The new moon for you is happening here in your 4th house. The 4th house deals with your foundation, the very root of your life, your past lineages, particularly for me, your mother lineage, your inner security, your foundational inner security that deals with your psychology. This is this house. It could be also your home, your literal home. Some of you might, with this new moon, decide to move into a new home, decide to renovate an existing home, changes in the home, maybe in the familial structure. More people being added to your home. Now, whatever newness, remember that it is squaring off here to Saturn and Neptune. So to be realistic about it, are you planning a big project to actually move or to actually renovate your house? Take it step by step. Dreaming big is great, but being realistic is great too. And Saturn is going to slow it down because it's squaring off here to Saturn. The dispositor of this energy is here. It's Jupiter going through your 11th house. It's moving in retrograde through your 11th house, asking you to reassess things that deal with the larger dreams involved in your life here, pertaining to this foundation down here. Your goals, what you see, your dreams for your life are here. It's also about groups and collaborations and networks and communities. So for some of you, you might be readdressing how you live and maybe wanting to move into a more community-based setting. For some of you, it could be wanting to move away from community-based settings, because this is the 11th house here of community. Mercury for you is squaring the south node moving through your first house. So you have been having a lot of changes this year to how you identify to yourself, how you put yourself out into the world, how you're dressing, how you're appearing, and that has been changing. And Mercury is squaring off with it. This is being cleaned up here, this first house, changing this first house to make room for the new you that is being birthed through this. And it's opposite here to this north node moving through your 7th house of relationship, of partners. That could be a marriage partner, a long-term committed partner, a business partner, contracts, one-on-one audience, and marketplace, all here in the 7th house. So Mercury is the square is challenging you with new ideas, new thought processes, movement, again, maybe in this 4th house, to these nodes, the nodes of fate, in order to integrate something to move into this north node here of perhaps taking on more of the other time with the other. Changing relationship here. All right, Virgo, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you're going to do with this energy of this new moon. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video out to anyone who you think might benefit from it. I hope to see you in the next video, and stay blessed. Okay, Libra, sun, moon, or rising. This is happening in your 3rd house. This new moon is happening here in your 3rd house. Your 3rd house deals with your immediate environment, your communication style. So that involves thinking, writing, speaking. It can involve a podcast or a blog or websites. It also involves relationships with cousins, siblings, and extended family. Now, something being birthed here for you in any of those areas, all of them for some of you, busy people. In any one of those areas, more than one for some of you. So something being birthed here. But remember, this enthusiasm of this fire energy is being squared off here with Saturn and Neptune. So be realistic about what you can achieve and accomplish, and understand that there might be some delays because Saturn is involved in a square. But just be patient. Remember, Saturn really honors patience, hard work, diligence. So whatever you're launching here, whatever you're doing that's new here, just needs a bit of time to come into maturation, the maturation here of Saturn. Now, the Depositor Jupiter is moving in retrograde through your 10th house. Your 10th house deals with your public image, how other people see you, your reputation. For some, it could involve your career. So when it's moving retrograde, you're reevaluating those things. And in Cancer, it's about your comfort, security, deals with your homeland, deals with your home, deals with your emotions. Okay. So there's just a reassessment here in this area of your life, and it's affecting here how you're going to move forward with this new moon, what you're going to launch into the world, how you're going to change things up. Mercury is squaring the nodes, and the south node is here in your 12th house, and it's moving through and cleaning it up, coming through, cleaning it up, preparing the land here, so to speak, for the newness. So in your 12th house, with the energy of the south node moving through, it could be affecting your dreams or your sleep, but it is the spiritual realm. And the south node itself is a spiritual point. So even though there tends to be less, there could still be awarenesses and changes through this 12th house. It's a very subconscious house, very hidden house, very spiritual house of the spiritual realm. And there still changes here for you. Also, for some of you who love traveling and want to travel, there could have been a limitation placed upon you about traveling, and because South Node tends to deplete the area that it's in, so many would have not been able to travel. And this is Mercury. Although it deals with short distance trips, it is squaring off here and then making a T-square here to the North Node moving through your 6th house. So this year and moving into next year, just the half of the year, should have been less about foreign lands, foreign places, isolation, and more about being present in your day-to-day life, whether that is at work, with other people, or in just your day-to-day life, and focusing on habits that improve your life over time, health habits, work regimes. And Mercury is squaring off here, something that has to be brought into the picture integrated. Could be challenging, creates conflict, but changes us for the better over the long term. Okay, Libra, thank you for watching. I hope you leave me a comment about what you plan to do with this new energy that's coming in. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you on the next video, and stay blessed. Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. This is happening here. This new moon is happening in your second house. Your second house has everything to do with your money that you make yourself through your job or your own personal expenditure of time and resources are here. It's your value system, how you value yourself. It is about your possessions, the things that you own, your self-possession. How you value yourself is how you possess yourself, right? So values, new burgeoning values here, money perhaps. It is a time it also is about what we ingest. This is the house of Taurus naturally, so what we put into our bodies. This is all here. This is great for money manifestation and setting new intentions into the world of what you want the next while to look like and how you want to change that. Remember to take things step by step and not overdo it, because it is squaring off here Neptune and Saturn tends to delay things, and Neptune can bring about a certain type of, illusion to it. So there is a realism that needs to be placed here, even though this is Sag, and Sag wants to also dream really big. Now, Jupiter is here moving retrograde through your ninth house, and your ninth house has to do with your higher vision for your life, for yourself. It expands your worldview and your faith and your philosophy. But in retrograde, Jupiter is reassessing this area of your life, reassessing what you believe, reassessing your spirituality, reassessing what you are studying or want to study. All these things are coming into reevaluation, and it is informing the second house here that is setting forth a new goals for your financial freedom moving forward. Now, Mercury is squaring off with the nodes, the south node here in your 11th house. So the 11th house deals with your higher vision for yourself, your goals, your dreams, your long-term vision of goals for your life. It also deals with your networks, collaborations with groups of people, societies, communities, friendships. It's your higher house of money. So as the south node is going through this and has been going through and will for the next 6 months or so, it wants to clean it up for you and just release and dissolve everything that no longer serves that high vision that you have for yourself, and releasing people and groups and networks and anything in this area of life that does not serve that vision and what Great Spirit wants to bring in for you. Mercury is squaring the opposite point here in the North Node, going through the fifth house. The fifth house deals with joy and fun and pleasure and romance and speculation and gambling and taking a risk. Maybe it's an entrepreneurial risk. It's your creativity. Your house of passion is here. So maybe some of you will bring in some new creative endeavors. It's also your house that relates to children. And when it's moving through this North Node, this is the area for you that is expanding and has been expanding and will continue to expand until June of next year. So lots of different ideas and opportunities coming through for you here in this area of life. But the square is presenting a challenge that needs to be looked at and integrated in order to move into this North Node point in the fifth house of Pisces. Okay, Scorpio, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I so appreciate you. Let me know in the comments what you think about this new moon. What kinds of things are you going to bring in through this new moon? Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you on the next video, and stay blessed.